guys, and welcome to my review of Boku no Hero Academia chapter 136. In retrospect, I should probably have done a live reaction because I cried a total of 3 times in this chapter. Like, I got emotional, just a little emotional just talking about it. I've said before, I love Aizawa a lot, and his interaction with Deku in this chapter just had tears flowing out of me. It just broke my heart in the best way possible. Like, I found myself whispering to myself, just, this saved my life, this was everything I needed. Because, oh my god, just having, like, the panel where Aizawa just kneels in front of Deku and just give him, like, the fist to his heart and just, like, tells him that next time he does something, they'll follow the actual procedures, actually get him punished. But he does it in a way that makes it seem like he really cares, because the thing is, despite Aizawa being presented as this character who really couldn't care less about all of his students, he really cares a lot about his students. And he wants to see them become these fruitful heroes, and he sees a lot of potential in Deku, so while he doesn't exactly trust that Deku will actually follow orders and stuff like that, because he goes off on his own a lot, especially because at this point in time, we've just had Kamino Ward, where he went off on his own when he was supposed to be in hospital, and we've had the fight with Kachan, which just wasn't supposed to happen because they had a legit fight in the middle of the night outside curfew, and just, yeah. And we all know that Deku just cares a lot about things, and even though Aizawa would much rather not have Deku and the other students involved in this case, he knows that it's probably better if he doesn't stop them because they'll just follow along anyway, and it's easier to keep an eye on them if you just give them permission to do it. But just the exchange, and like, I love the fact that Aizawa's words, like what he said was supposed to be harsh like a lecture, but he like no doubt said it in his usual just kind of I don't care voice, but he looked like he cared so much. Like, everything was just a contradiction, because oh my god, like, I can tell you right now, Aizawa and Deku are probably tied for my second favorite character. It's that bad. Like, holy shit. Oh my god. And that's not even the only good thing about this chapter. There was so much about this chapter that I absolutely love. Staying with the other thing that made me cry was the ending with Eri, where you have this guy coming in. He's been told that he needs to be the good person that Eri can trust because she's so scared of everything, which makes a lot of sense. She's been emotionally abused and physically abused her entire life, probably, or ever since she got her quirk at the very least. And she's had different caretakers that all are getting blown up because, you know, when they fail and she gets scared and run away, that's not a good thing because they can't control her. And he tries very hard to, like, pat her on the head and give her toys and sweets and stuff like that. And she just shies away from the touch, obviously, and recalls how Deku was really nice to her and how the way that he, like, touched her and how his hand was different, and that made me just cry uncontrollably. You have no idea. It was just because she looked so vulnerable, and especially with just what had happened again with Aizawa, the way that he told Deku that she would probably remember the way that he cared, even though he couldn't rescue her. She'd probably felt something in that moment, and, like, she was, like, not saved, but it helped her. And then just have that confirmed by the end. I think that was really emotional. Wow, that was, especially because the chapter started off very dialogue-y, very non-emotional. Like, we had the very crazy emotional impact last time with Deku and Mirio, where the realization that they completely failed the girl they were supposed to rescue, they failed her, and just it was all awful, and then those amazing panels, and then we go again straight into very dialogue, talking about the plan, and the discussion about Night Eye's quirk and how it works. I'm gonna go into that a little later. So it was I did not expect to cry at all. It was also very emotional seeing Mirio like that. We had Sun Eater, again I don't recall his actual name, but let's call him Sun Eater for now. He says that he's never seen Mirio be this down before, and you just have him, like, with his head in his arms and just looking so sad and defeated. Like, even more than Deku, which makes a lot of sense because while Deku takes a lot of responsibility, like, obviously he's probably just as down as Mirio, but Mirio feels like he also has the responsibility and the what can you say, like, he's the senpai. He should have known better. He was also the person who told Deku, like, to not save her because that would give them away. So he probably feels guilty not just about not saving her, but from stopping Deku from saving her. So it makes a lot of sense that he's so down about it, which again, it cracks his perfect persona a lot. And I talked to my friend a few days ago about how she had been very, not suspicious of Mirio, but very, like, on edge with him and not really knowing what she stood with him, and these 2 chapters, or the last chapter, just really made her, not necessarily like him, but just, like, open up to him as a character. Of course, I love him. I really like Mirio. I think he's great. But I just, wow, it was just a really powerful panel, having all of the students sit around that table, and you just have Deku and Mirio looking so defeated. It was really great, especially because you have Senator, who's the usual gloomy person, and he looks not so defeated, taking into consideration that not too long ago he lost his quirk temporarily. Wow. I really thought the emotional cues in this chapter were amazingly well done, especially again because there was so much dialogue in the beginning. I did not expect this. But let's talk about Night Eye's quirk, because we know that it's predicting the future, but we find out he can only use it once every 24 hours, and he gets like an hour of just like film where he can see like from someone's point of view what their future is more or less gonna look like, and there's like a very little or small possibility of the future being changed. Like, that's why he's so against using his quirk, because if he sees someone's death, like, how the heck are they supposed to avoid that? And it also makes a lot of sense that he wouldn't, because if he can only use his quirk on like one person, and this one person ends up, like, obviously if that person ends up dying, they won't figure out what happens. If that person ends up for some reason not being there when stuff happens, like, there are so many things that could go wrong with just looking at one person. And since they have that thing, like, he can only do that every 24 hours. It's just not a good idea to start looking when things are as uncertain as they are now. Like, they don't even have a location to pin down. And of course, as Deku also points out, he's probably really scared of using it on people, especially like heroes, because he saw All Might's death. So it'd be like, imagine if he used it on Aizawa and the only thing he just saw was a bloody death. He just, no. Because even if he's not as close to Aizawa as he was to All Might, like, he looked up to All Might so much, and he probably, like, we know he still does, he has all the special edition merchandise. It's like horrifying trying to see into someone's future and then just finding out that they're about to die. And there's nothing you can do to stop it, because how could you? It's probably a horrific quirk to have, and it's probably a good thing that he can control it as well as he can, because imagine if he just like randomly saw people's futures. That would be horrific, and I would hate to have that quirk. But yeah, this chapter was just, I thought it was really emotional, and we had, I liked also how we have the concept of all these heroes disagreeing on what to do, because obviously they all want to do the same thing. They want to save the girl, but there are so many different approaches to it, because Night Eye, his approach is to be thorough and analyze and collect evidence and data, while other people might be like, okay, let's just spring into that action before it's actually too late to act, which is a really good argument, because if they spend too much time just snooping around, it might be too late. They might just develop a drug that can be used to stop people's quirks, not just temporarily. So they are running low on time, and yeah, stuff is probably about to go down. I hope we get to see a lot more of Aizawa in this. I also really like how Aizawa was like, don't call me sensei, call me Eraserhead, just for now. We're outside of class. I like that a lot. I really hope we get to see more of him. I'd love to see like a spin-off series just following his adventures before he became a teacher or something. Well, I just love him a lot. Wow. Yeah, that went straight to the heart. I feel like it's not, because All Might is he obviously plays favorites. Like, Deku is his favorite, everyone knows that. And it also makes a lot of sense, like, Deku is his successor. But Aizawa, he just has a special relationship to the people who go against him, I think. Not because he likes them more, but just because he feels like they probably need his guidance the most. So he pays extra attention to the people who haven't found their path yet. It's like when he fought against Todoroki and Momo. Like, because everything that was all about giving Momo the confidence to trust her own intuition and her own plans, and for help Todoroki listen to others and not just trust in himself and all that bullshit. Because Aizawa does care as a teacher, and he's a really good teacher when it comes down to it. I really like him. I think he's, inside he's just a big softie. And that's just, yeah. I'm just gonna stop talking now, but I thought this chapter was really emotional. I don't know if that was just me, but because I just thought that the Aizawa stuff was really emotional. And I think because I'd already cried, like, with the Aizawa thing, that's why the ending was so emotional for me as well, because I was already in that emotional state. But yeah, I thought it was really great. But yeah, if you like anything that I had to say, you can leave a thumbs up on the video, leave in the comments below what you thought of this chapter. Did you cry? Or was it just me? And you can subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, bye!